Hello, it's Myth. Myth Gameshow presents The Dungeon, Episode 2, The Marathon. If you're wondering why it's called The Marathon, it's because I'm going to do the results of all remaining 6 games. Instead of making several more episodes, I decided to put it all in once, hence why it's called The Marathon. I did that because, well, the upload rate was pretty slow. I've been quite busy with my life, so I haven't been able to upload. And 2, because I'm kind of getting an urge of hosting another season of it at some point. Season 1 was quite fun, and outside of a few flaws there and there, I feel like it was very solid. Probably one of the better Squid Game Squid Game type orgs. But the show goes on. We have 81 contestants left from Game 1, and all of them are going to compete to become the winner of the dungeon. Here's our contestants, everyone that made it out of Game 1. But now we go into Game 2. You may be wondering, what is Game 2? Game 2 is a caption Dalgona type game. So you've been given 4 images to pick off, and then you have to make a caption to it. And then the bottom 25% of each image will be eliminated, meaning 60 players will move on. And if you're curious, the contestants did not vote. We had 3 judges that got to rank the responses from best to worst, kind of like a TWOW. But let's see the images. Before that, one contestant did not submit a caption, and hence she was eliminated at 81st place. But now, let's get to the images. We have image 1, which is a chocolate Labubu or whatever. Snoozing made that image, and that was the least submitted image, as we only had 11 submissions, and 8 of them will survive. And these are everyone that made a caption to the first image. As I said earlier, only 8 of them will survive. And here's 5 of them. All 5 of them made good enough captions, not getting as high as an 86%. And boom. And then Seffington getting as low as a 6%. So yeah, 8 of them survived, meaning Kari, Gray, and Seffington are eliminated from the games. Image 2 also came from snoozing. We had a bit more submissions, as 21 contestants did submit, and 16 of them will make it out of the games alive. And here's everyone that made a caption to image 2. As I said before, 16 of them will make it out alive. Here's 10 of them. There is 5 more of them, meaning 1 spot left. The last person to survive from image number 2 is Random Roger, once again clutching up. Meaning Lack, Joao, Ice, Wally, and Sonnen are all eliminated from the competition. But now we have image 3, a myth image. We had 28 submissions with 21 players making it out alive. We have a bunch of birds on cars for some reason. And here's all of our players, as this is the most populated image by far. And 21 will make it out alive. And here's the first 10 that makes it out alive. 2 contestants getting as high of a 90%. 1 contestant catering to a judge. Funny thing is, the judges weren't known until voting came out. And then there's 10 more spots, meaning 1 spot left of this image. The last survivor is... Wait, there's 2 survivors? Yes, because My World and Duke tied, both of them will make it through. And this is not Duke's first time having plot armor, as he took the last safe spot in the first game, meaning Joshua, Space, Jasmine, Angelica, Goldie, and Cage are all eliminated from the games. But 1 image left, Mario Kart, just motorcycles in the mall. We have 20 submissions, and 15 of them will survive. And just like usual, here's all the players that sent a caption for this round. Here's 10 of them, all these 10 survive. The highest of just a 78. That's one of the lower high scores. And then, at last, these 15 survive, meaning these 20 are eliminated from the games. Meaning Noah, Regard, Paige, Nick, and Manic are all out of the games. And that's it. These contestants died. And now, we're at our final 61. And we move on to game number 3. And here's the pyramid. Only 61 contestants remain. The quest of glory continues as one contestant makes it out of the dungeon alive. And if you're wondering how Game 3 works, it's a bit of a social game, a bit of a lights out variant. So, give and take from the main server. Well, you do a plus rep and a minus rep. The highest score gets an advantage for game number 4, while the bottom 11 players will be eliminated from the game. This was a quite interesting game, even if the devs were kind of like decided. Some players made big comebacks as they were dead for a while, but then were able to convince the people to keep them alive. There were also trade deals and all that fun stuff, so let's show the results. With that, by a long shot, Jer took number 1 with 66 points. He will be getting an advantage for game number 4. And here's everyone else that places. Nothing too crazy because the devs were pretty decided for most of the round. So at last, Wallace took the last spot with minus 21 points as he was initially targeted, but his other competition either quit or just were accepted to their defeats. With that, Andy, Retta, Koopa, Avocado, Mile, Quartz, and Sidge all were eliminated. Sergi, Davey, Captain, and Buzz all quit the game throughout the round. That's why those scores are on the bottom as they quit, meaning they were killed before the 7 above. With that, 15 contestants remain. And here are the eliminations of game number 3. And here is our top half, 50 contestants left. And now we go to a juicy game, because we got 50, but it's going to be 25 contestants after this game. Marbles. It's not just any type of marbles. Contestants will be playing Uno. Yes, I make the contestants play Uno because you know how much I love Uno. It'll be a best of 3 series. First to 2 wins advance, and then you have less than 2 days. While Uno was an intended game, contestants did other games to play the games that they didn't have time to play Uno. Some doing it like heads or tails, just dice rolling, and several contestants decide to sacrifice themselves so their partner advances to the next round. And if you're wondering what the advantage is, well, Jer got to pick the pairs for the game. And here are all the pairs. I apologize for the blurry screenshot. I didn't have a higher quality image, so you're just going to be dealing with it. So 25 contestants will make it out. 25 contestants will be eliminated. And I'll be showing you the results 5 pairs at a time, starting with our first set of pairs. Carter won his game against Mazwat, meaning Mazwat is eliminated. Chamek swept Panini Pancake, meaning Panini Pancake is eliminated. Wallace lost to Tan Club, meaning Wallace is eliminated. Infinity Threat won against Hole, meaning Hole is eliminated. Pirate lost to Marble Side, meaning Pirate is eliminated. Short was swept by White Spider, meaning Short is eliminated. Not a Donut was swept by Tower Pro, meaning Not a Donut was eliminated. DFC swept Dom, meaning Dom is eliminated. King decided to sacrifice himself for Otter, meaning King is eliminated and Otter moves on to the next game. Bill Frosby swept Stonebone, meaning Bill Frosby advances to the next game. Kai decided to sacrifice themselves, meaning Ami advances to the next game. Evan with a period won against Robbie, meaning Robbie is eliminated. Vi decided to quit, meaning My World advances to the next game. A Little decided to quit, meaning Andrew advances to the next game. Jer lost a coin flip, meaning Atama advances and Jer is eliminated. Jer was the one that made all those pairs, by the way. So that was a crazy round when it happened. A lot of the contestants were not having it. That was a chaotic round. It was fun to watch as a host because Squid Games are just primarily challenges. So seeing chaos afterwards was kind of neat. As a host, as a contestant, probably not so much, but chaos makes a game thrive. And then Evan, without a period, won against Steph, meaning Steph is eliminated. Topper decided to quit, meaning Alien moves on. D Lemon swept Ghost, meaning Ghost is eliminated. Sparkle Bunny got swept by Sumi, meaning Sparkle Bunny is eliminated. Magnus won against Duke, meaning Duke is eliminated. And last but not least, I believe, Bob Ross won as Cat decided to quit. AA Clock decided to sweep Ragu, meaning Ragu's out. Nat quit right at the start of the game, meaning Rob advances to the next round. Random Roger won against Kaz in a 2-1 fashion, meaning Kaz is eliminated. Spleeve and Dumb decided to do a coin flip, and Spleeve lost, meaning Dumb advances to the next game. And with that, 25 contestants are out, meaning only 25 left. The top quarter, the finale, well, not finale, semifinals, come along as we have 2 games left. The 2 most intense games of them all. And here's the pyramid, only 25 remain, and after this game, we'll have the top 10. And what's our next game? It's Gridlock, so you'll be divided into 5 groups of 5, and you'll be competing against each other. It'll be a 10 by 10 grid, and contestants will be able to move vertically or horizontally, or they can strike. However, if they strike, they can only strike 2 rounds in a row at most. And then only 2 of them will make it out of the group, meaning we'll have 10 players remaining. This will be important later because we may not have 10 players remaining. So yeah, here's all the groups. Thanks Random Range for determining the groups. But yeah, here's our groups. And we'll be showing all 5 grids at once to ease the process, make it go a bit faster. So yeah, here's all of our starting spots for the grid. Round 2. And grid number 1, Dumb strikes Chomik. And then grid number 3, Random Roger struck Evan. Then all the other grids, everyone is still alive. Round number 3 comes by, and no one is eliminated. And this is where Spleef begins, meaning every time you move, the tile just previously on will be gone. And then round 5 comes along, meaning the first row is gone. If you're wondering why grid 3 still has the first row, it's because I forgot to remove it during the screenshot, and I didn't want to recreate the screenshot. So you're just going to have to deal with it for a bit. And as you can see, over in grid number 5, Magnus and Bob Ross strike each other out, meaning both of them are eliminated from the competition. Everything else still remains normal. Round number 6 comes by, and Sumi and Infinity Threat strike each other out. And then that is it for the deaths for this round. Round number 7 comes by, no eliminations. Round number 8 comes by, and still no eliminations. Round number 9 comes by, and White Spider strikes AA Clock out, meaning 4 players remain in that group. Round number 10 comes by, and the first column is now removed. And we do not have any deaths on this slide. Round 11, same deal. Round 12. Oh yeah. Not the same deal. I skipped over it, but Carter and Evan landed on the same tile, and that means that both of them are eliminated, meaning Bill Frosby is a sole survivor of grid number 2, meaning we'll actually have less than 10 people in the final game. We'll have 9. So we go back to round 12, and nothing crazy happens besides Otter and Nami striking each other out, meaning DFC and White Spider earns their ticket to the last game, meaning 3 grids remain. Over in these grids, they're just trying to scramble for their spots in the last game. So we're just going to go through, see how it goes, as the grids tighten up. They tighten up a bit more, trying to fight for the last spots in the game. Grid number 1 still has 4 players, while grid 3 and grid 5 only have 3 players. Wait. As Marble Side strikes Dean Lemon, meaning grid 3 now has 3 players. Apologize for that. And now round 17 goes by. They're all fighting, trying to advance to the next game. And round 18 goes by. With that, Andrew and Dumb strike each other out, meaning My World and Rob both advance to the final game. And then over in grid number 5, Alien struck Tyler Pro out, meaning Alien and Atomo advance to the next game. Meaning it all comes down to grid number 3, as Marbleside, Random Roger, and Tan Club are fighting for the last spots for the final game. They fight. And with that, Marbleside and Tan Club strike each other out, meaning Random Roger is a sole survivor, just staying on one tile, meaning he will advance to the final game. And with that, we only have 8 players left at the end, which is 2 less than intended 10, but 8 is a better number for alumni. So here's the deaths for game number 5, and here's everyone that's alive. And because this video is out, all of these 8 contestants will now have the Dungeon Alumni role in the main server. So congratulations, you have earned another role in the main server. But there's still the factor of getting the runner-up role and getting the winner role. So we'll see how it goes. And we have 1 game left. Elevators. Elevators, you get 3 actions. You can move up a floor, you can idle. But being idle means you are protected from cuts. And if you move 1 floor up, you can be cut. Cut means you can cut a player, but if you cut a player that idles, you'll be eliminated. And the end goal is to be the first player to reach floor 5 or be the last one standing. As I was hosting this game, I realized that floor 5 was a bit underwhelming, and you'll see why. If I host an Elevators finale game in the future, I'll probably tweak it up a bit, make it a bit better. But without further ado, here's the results. Everyone went up except for Alien and Rob, who decided to idle. And then round 2 came by, same deal, except instead of Alien idling, My World and Rob idled, meaning 5 players are already on the 3rd floor, meaning the 5th floor is quite soon. Once again, this time Atomo decided to idle, which came to clutch, as Rob tried to cut Atomo. But Atomo was the only player to idle, meaning Rob is the first player eliminated from the game. And 4 players are at the 4th floor, meaning it comes down to this. 4 players are in contention for winning, while 3 players are just at the bottom, hoping to make it to the top. We'll see how round 4 comes. This could make a difference between who wins and who loses. And with that, Random Roger and White Spider both moved up, and no one cut them, meaning they are the champions of the dungeon. My World decided to go up, meaning he is the runner-up. Alien and Atomo decided to cut 2 players, meaning Bill Frosby was cut by Atomo, and DFC was cut by Alien, meaning they were 6th place respectively. And then Alien and Atomo both got 4th place. My World got 3rd place, and then Random Roger and White Spider, congratulations. You both have won the dungeon. You both made it out alive. It was a bit of an underwhelming finale, given there was only 5 floors, but you both well earned it. Roger had quite an underdog run, barely making it through the first game, and then White Spider was pulling through, being able to survive round after round. Making it to the end of this game is no easy feat, but you both completed it. For Roger, this is his first time winning a Myth Gameshow, while White Spider won the square and the shuttle. So this is another victory in his books. Well, that concludes season 1 of the dungeon. I'll definitely try to host another season at some point. I just want to come up with good games because I don't want to repeat the same formula time and time again. I also want new contestants alongside the old contestants who want to come back, and I want to keep the low-key nature of these games. If I do a season 2, I probably wouldn't upload it onto YouTube, or I just do it similar to this where it's just like all at once. But I know my track record is not great because it took me a few months to even not finalize the videos, even if it's just making slides on Google Slides. So I'm not sure if I'll do the YouTube thing once again. It was a cool experiment. It went out pretty well. It was quite fun, and I would love to do it again in the future if everything goes right. And the games will be better than they are the first time. Hopefully the experience improves. And I want to say thank you to everyone who joined the dungeon, all 100 players who accepted their invite to compete. And thank you for the people at home for watching this video. And if you want to play in the future, go ahead. If you are interested in playing, just message me and I'll let you in if I get good vibes from you. If I don't really want you to compete, which I feel like most people, I would say, yeah, you can compete, but if you're like banned from the servers, then you're not competing. But if you ask, then good chances are you'll be allowed to compete. I just don't want too many people from like the same community. I want it to be like a diverse field, kind of like how this season was. But yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll see you in season 2 of the dungeon.